Hello my dear students, again I welcome you to my YouTube channel. So as we have studied before, class 9 biology, chapter number 5, the fundamental unit of life, and today we are going to study part 4 of this chapter. So I am Dr. MONDAKINI SOREN and I welcome you to my video. So let us start. आइए देखते हैं कि हम इस वीडियो में क्या क्या पढ़ने वाले हैं. So topics that we are going to be covered are functions of different types of cell organelles. That will be rough endoplasmic reticulum, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, mitochondria, vacuoles, lysosomes, and plastids. Then we are going to study the types of plastids, characteristics and functions, and what are ribosomes. Then let us study. So first of all, we'll see the functions of rough endoplasmic reticulum. So in the previous video, if you are not aware of it, please go and check my previous video, and then you can see in the last part a flow chart of different types of cell organelles, and the endoplasmic reticulum that I told before, it will be of two types, that is rough endoplasmic reticulum and other one will be smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Why is it rough? Because it consists of ribosome. So the surface of the rough endoplasmic reticulum will be rough one, and smooth endoplasmic reticulum, they do not consist of ribosomes, so the surface of it is very smooth, and for which it is called as the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. And these two endoplasmic reticulum, they are attached to the nucleus, or we can tell the attached to the nuclear envelope inside the cell. So what does the rough endoplasmic reticulum do, or what are the functions of it? So rough endoplasmic reticulum, it is also called as the protein factory. Why? Because it makes new protein molecules. Okay, and the ribosomes are the site of protein manufacture. So what type of structures or what type of organelles perform protein synthesis? So those ribosomes that are attached to the rough endoplasmic reticulum, so these are the site of protein manufacture. They synthesize the protein molecules. Okay, so as a whole, the rough endoplasmic reticulum is called as the protein factory because it makes new protein molecules. Then comes to the next one, smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So smooth endoplasmic reticulum, they do not consist of proteins, and those smooth endoplasmic reticulum, they are also called as a fat factory because they make fat molecules. So the fat molecules are synthesized here in the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, for which they are also called as factories for fat molecules. Okay, factories which make fats. Then next comes the Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus are also called as dispatch centers, and materials that are prepared in the endoplasmic reticulum are transported to the Golgi apparatus, where they handle the packaging and distribution of those materials. So Golgi apparatus, what they do is they are the dispatch centers. So I think every one of you have ordered parcel once, even in your lifetime once also. So so I think this word is very familiar to all those. Dispatch, you can see in wherever you track your order, so there you can find out the order is being dispatched from this point to the other point to the other place. Okay, so these are what called dispatch centers, because the materials that are prepared in the endoplasmic reticulum are transported to the Golgi apparatus. So those molecules or materials, that the fat molecules or the protein molecules that the endoplasmic reticulum they make, they are being transported to the Golgi apparatus. So in the Golgi apparatus, what they do, the Golgi apparatus, they handle Golgi apparatus, also they are called as Golgi bodies. Okay, so please do not confuse between these two words. So what do? They handle the packaging and distribution of those materials. Those materials that reach to the Golgi apparatus, they handle it very carefully, and then they does the packaging of those materials. Okay, and then distribute it to wherever essential, distribute all to all those organs or parts wherever those organs or parts require. Okay, then next comes the mitochondria. The mitochondria, as we have studied before, that it is also called as the powerhouse of the cell. So why is it called powerhouse? So power means what? Power means, in the sense, we mean energy. And where does the energy comes from? So the energy, it comes from glucose in the form of ATP. Okay, so the food molecules that we consume, those are converted into glucose, and those glucose are converted into energy, and then energy in the form of what? ATP, that is also called as adenosine triphosphate. So mitochondria, the very peculiar feature of this mitochondria or powerhouse is that it contains its own DNA, and also it has a few RNA molecules and also ribosomes in it. So this is the very main feature of the mitochondria. So this you are to remember, because it very commonly comes in your exam. Okay. Then let's move to the next one. In case of vacuoles, so vacuoles are also called as the storage bags. Okay, they are also called as storage bags. Why? Because they store different types of materials. So as I already told, that those materials might be the fat molecules, the proteins or the lipids that the endoplasmic reticulum make. So that those vacuoles might store those types of different materials for further use. Okay, whenever the cells that are or that need those materials, those storage bags, what they do, they provide the cells with those materials. Okay, then next comes the lysosomes. The lysosomes are also called as suicide bags or suicidal bags, we can tell. Suicide, that means they die. Why? Because they contain a digestive enzyme, and those they contain digestive enzymes, and those enzymes, they digest foreign materials like bacteria and also damaged cells. So whenever the cell becomes damaged, or like some bacteria enter inside a cell, then what does the lysosome do? The lysosome, it acts as a suicidal bag, and as it contains its own enzyme, so what does it do? It will digest its own cell. Okay, that means it will eat its own cell whenever required. So it is not necessary that each and every time they will act as a suicidal bag, but whenever necessary, if the cell is in danger or the cell is in damaged condition, or some toxic materials or like some foreign particles enter inside the cell, then they are going to act as the suicidal bag. Okay, I think this is very clear. Okay, then let's move to the next one. Then last one is the plastids. So I think plastids, as this is also a very common word to each and every one of us. The plastids, they are present only in plant cells. So they are called as the pigment stores. they contain different pigments. Okay, so these are special cell organelles that are found only in plant cells. They help in the process of photosynthesis, and the main peculiar point, like the mitochondria, is that the plastids also has its own DNA, a few RNA, and also ribosomes. So what are plastids? Plastids are called as pigment stores because they contain various types of pigments. So they might be colorless, colored pigments. Okay, then they help in the process of photosynthesis because of the presence of chlorophyll inside the plastids. Okay, then you are to remember this point, that the mitochondria and the plastids, both of these, they contain its own DNA, then it contains its own RNA and also ribosomes. Okay, so this point you are to be very clear and also remember for your exam. Then let's move to the next one. So now we are going to study about the types of plastids. Okay, plastids, as we know that these are pigment stores. So plastids are of three types. Okay, three types. The first one is the chromoplast, second one leucoplast, third one chloroplast. So chromoplast, what type of plastids are these? These are colored plastids. Okay, then found in flowers and provides color other than green. Okay, so have you seen there are various types of flowers? Someone is white, someone yellow, red, orange, blue, pink. Why? For what reason? Those are because of the presence of chromoplast type of plastid in it. So other than green, all the colored plastids that you can see in the various flowers, so those contains chromoplast, you can tell. Then leucoplasts, what are leucoplasts? Leucoplasts are colorless plastids. Colorless, they do not have color. So these are colorless plastids, and the main function of it is they synthesize and store food. Okay, they do not provide color because they are colorless, but the main function is that they synthesize or that means they make food and also stores the food for further use. Then there are three types of leucoplasts. That is, first one is amyloplast that makes stars or synthesize stars. Then second one is ileoplast that makes various types of fat molecules, and then proteinoplast that makes various types of protein molecules. Okay, then let's move to the third one, that is the last one, chloroplast. Then chloroplast, what does they do? They contain green pigment, or as we know, chlorophyll. So chloroplast, they contain chlorophyll or the green pigment. Then these are also called as the site of photosynthesis. That is the process of making food by and the presence of sunlight. Okay, sunlight and sunlight and carbon dioxide. So these are what site of photosynthesis. So I think this is very clear to you. Okay, then let's move to the last part, ribosomes. So ribosome, what are ribosomes? So ribosomes are membraneless cell organelles. So I think in my previous video I already told there are various types of cell organelles, like some are membraneless, some are single membrane bound, and some are double membrane bound. So these ribosomes, these will be considered as membraneless cell organelles along with centrioles also. So centrioles are also membraneless cell organelles, and the main function of ribosomes are they synthesize proteins, and they are both present in prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. I think in my previous video I already told that the prokaryotic cell, or like for example the bacterial cell, so those also have the ribosomes in it, and the eukaryotic cell, even though the plant cell or animal cell, those also have ribosome in it. So ribosomes are what? Those are common to both the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. Okay, now we'll see from the very beginning that what we covered today are about the endoplasmic reticulum. So endoplasmic reticulum, those are attached to the nucleus. So suppose this is the nucleus of the cell, and the rough endoplasmic reticulum we can see attached in this way along with the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So in the outer part of the nucleus we can find the endoplasmic reticulum attached in this way. So those endoplasmic reticulum, okay, that have the ribosomes attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, those will be called as a rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, here ribosomes are attached. Okay, so this will be called as a rough endoplasmic reticulum because they are rough because of the presence of ribosomes in it. Okay, then those endoplasmic reticulum, they do not have any ribosome, that will be, their surface will be very smooth, and those will be called as the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The main function of rough endoplasmic reticulum is to make protein, and the main function of the smooth endoplasmic reticulum is to make fat molecules. Okay, and then comes the next one, Golgi apparatus or Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus, suppose this is the nucleus, sorry, suppose this is the cell, sorry, suppose this is the cell, here is the nucleus, and where will be the Golgi apparatus? It will be floating in the cytoplasm of the cell. So you can find Golgi apparatus in this way. Okay, so what is the main function of the Golgi apparatus? Golgi apparatus, they handle the packaging and distribution of materials that comes from the endoplasmic reticulum, either protein or fat molecules, and they are also called as the dispatch centers because they distribute those materials to the various parts of the body. So they are called as dispatch centers. Then comes the mitochondria. So what about the mitochondria? Mitochondria, you can find this, suppose this is the cell, this is the nucleus, you can find the mitochondria here. Okay, those are also double membrane bound structure. Then you can find the mitochondria in this way, and these are called as the powerhouse of the cell, and the powerhouse of the cell because it produces energy in the form of ATP. So ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate, and from where you get those energy? From the mitochondria of your cell. And what is the main peculiar point of mitochondria is that it contains its own DNA, RNA, and ribosomes. Then about the vacuoles, we studied that those are storage bags and they store different types of materials. Then about the lysosome, they have digestive enzymes, and whenever the cells become damaged or destroyed, and or attacked by some of the foreign materials, foreign substances or materials like bacteria or anything else, or any type of toxic materials, then these digestive enzymes that they contain, they will does eat the all those foreign materials, will engulf all those foreign materials, and also eat its own cell, we can tell. So they are called as suicidal bag. Then at last we got to know about plastids. So plastids are those are pigment stores. They contain different types of pigments, and they help in the process of photosynthesis. And the main peculiar point of it is that they contain its own DNA, RNA, and also ribosomes, as likewise in the case of mitochondria. And the different types of plastids we studied: chromoplast, leucoplast, and chloroplast. Chromoplasts are what called, they are colored plastids, and they provide color other than green. And leucoplasts are colorless plastids. Chloroplasts are green color plastids, and they are the site of photosynthesis. And leucoplasts are divided into three types. One is the amyloplast that synthesize stars or make stars, then elioplast that makes fat molecules, and then proteinoplast that makes protein molecules. So then next and the last one comes the ribosome. So ribosomes are what? These are membraneless cell organelles, and they help in the synthesis of protein. And those ribosomes are what? Those are common features that you can find both in the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. So I think these are very clear to you. Okay, then thank you for watching my video. So by the end of this chapter, I thank each and every one of you. So if you like my video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe my channel. And as we have come to the end of this chapter, so stay tuned for the next chapter. And also thank you for watching my video. Stay tuned for the next video. Thank you so much.